He laughed without malice. Just curiosity. What's the point of checking your balance? The billionaire joked. When you already know there's nothing there? The single dad janitor didn't answer. He simply turned his phone around. And in that moment, the room went silent, because what appeared on that screen would change both their lives forever. Every morning before sunrise, he pushed his janitor's cart through the marble halls of Argent Tower, the most expensive corporate building in the city. While executives discussed mergers worth billions and assistants hurried with coffee orders that cost more than his hourly wage, Daniel quietly cleaned their messes. Fingerprints on glass, coffee spills on designer carpets, discarded dreams in trash bins. Daniel was 38, a single father. His wife had passed away 4 years earlier, leaving him alone with their 8-year-old daughter, Sophia. Everything he did, every extra shift, every aching muscle, was for her. That morning, Daniel's phone buzzed in his pocket as he wiped down the elevator mirrors on the executive floor. It was payday. He felt a familiar knot in his chest. Rent was due. School fees were coming. Sophia needed new shoes. He stepped into the empty break room and opened his banking app, whispering to himself, "Please, just enough." That was when the door opened behind him. Ethan Blackwood walked in. Everyone in the world knew that name. Tech genius. Self-made billionaire. The youngest CEO to ever grace the covers of financial magazines. A man whose casual watch could fund Daniel's entire life 10 times over. Ethan was known for sharp suits, sharper wit, and a reputation for believing that money proved intelligence. Ethan glanced at Daniel's cracked phone and smiled faintly. "Checking your balance?" he asked, leaning casually against the counter. Daniel nodded, slightly embarrassed. "Just wanted to know where I stand, sir." Ethan chuckled. "That's brave. I stopped checking mine years ago. Too many zeros make it boring." The laugh echoed, light, careless, not cruel, just unaware. A few executives in the hallway joined in, smiling politely. Daniel felt his ears burn. He considered locking his phone and walking away. But something inside him, years of being overlooked, underestimated, told him not to. "It's okay," Daniel said quietly. "I just want to check my balance." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Mind if I see?" he asked jokingly. Daniel hesitated. Then he turned the screen around, and the laughter died mid-breath. At first, his mind struggled to process what he was seeing. The account wasn't flashy. No luxury app. No gold trim. But the numbers, those numbers, were impossible to ignore. 7 figures. Not just savings. Investments. Long-term funds. Charitable allocations. Everything meticulously organized. Ethan straightened. This is yours." Daniel nodded slowly. "Yes, sir." The executives leaned closer. One whispered, "That can't be real." Ethan felt something unfamiliar tighten in his chest. Confusion, then disbelief, then a sting of shame. "You're a janitor," Ethan said, too bluntly. Daniel smiled. Not offended, just tired. "By night. By title." Ethan gestured to the chair. "Sit. Please." Daniel sat. That was when the Rayall story came out. Years ago, after his wife's death, Daniel had promised his daughter that their life would not be defined by loss. With nothing but night shifts and a library card, he began teaching himself finance. He skipped meals to invest small amounts. He read books while Sophia slept. He learned patience while the world slept. No gambling. No shortcuts. Just discipline, compound interest, and sacrifice. "I never wanted to be rich," Daniel said softly. "I wanted to be secure." For her. Ethan felt his throat tighten. All his life, he believed success came from brilliance and boldness. From being louder, faster, smarter than everyone else. And yet, here sat a man who cleaned his office floors, who had quietly built something extraordinary without applause. "What about your daughter?" Ethan asked. Daniel smiled fully now. "She won't know fear. That's my wealth." Silence filled the room. Then Ethan did something no one had ever seen him do before. He extended his hand. "You taught me something today," Ethan said. "I laughed because I thought I knew your story. I didn't." Weeks later, Daniel was offered a position, not charity, not pity, but partnership. Ethan didn't give him money. He gave him respect. A seat at the table. A platform to teach financial literacy to people who had been told they'd never matter. But Daniel kept his janitor badge. Why? Ethan asked. Daniel smiled. Because dignity doesn't come from titles. It comes from purpose. Never confuse silence with emptiness. Never measure a person by their uniform. And never laugh at a balance you don't understand. Because the greatest wealth often belongs to those who built it quietly, with love, sacrifice, and an unbreakable reason to endure. Some people chase money to feel important. Others build stability so their children never feel afraid.